when a man is in a position where he is focused on his mother's life and he does what he can to take care of her needs, and his own life is overlooked, and most of his needs end up being ignored, and he is out of touch with most of his feelings, this is going to mean that he will hide behind a mask. Because although he will be neglecting himself, he will be out of balance. He is likely to create the impression that this is not the case. So he can typically come across as easygoing and happy. And although he may experience anger and frustration from time to time, he can do what he can to repress and suppress these feelings. And if he was to get into a relationship or have a breakdown, this can be the way for him to realise that he is out of touch with himself and that he needs to start putting his own needs first. It doesn't mean that he has to completely disregard his mother's needs. He can be there for her from time to time, but his priority will need to be himself. And if this was to take place, if he was to unconsciously manifest a situation where he will be able to indirectly wake up, as I said, through either being in a relationship or having a breakdown, this doesn't mean that he will just be able to reveal who he is and to start expressing himself freely. And what he may find is that revealing who he is, so no longer hiding behind this mask, makes him feel very uncomfortable. He could feel that if he was to behave how he wants to behave, that he will end up being harmed or abandoned, and that he will end up being cast aside by others. And so this is likely to show that he has a fear of being seen. And this is not just purely about other people seeing his physical self, although of course that's part of it. It's primarily about other people seeing what is going on at a deeper level, and this will take place through him expressing his needs and his feelings. So through him expressing what is taking place within him, not just purely people looking at his physical body. And the reason why he will have a fear of being seen for who he is will likely be due to what took place very early on. So during his early years, his mother would have probably used him to meet some of her adult and unmet childhood needs. And this would have caused him to believe that there was something inherently wrong with his true self and his needs. And in order for him to be accepted by her, although of course this wasn't real acceptance, he had to focus on her needs and to do what she wanted. He had to adapt to her because she didn't adapt to him. And so playing a role, wearing a mask, this people-pleasing role that he has played for most of his life will be what allowed him to survive very early on. Because if he didn't behave in this way, he probably would have been punished, disapproved of, and or abandoned. And so many years will have passed. But due to what he experienced very early on, he will believe that if he reveals who he is, he will be harmed or his life will basically come to an end. So this is partly why he will have played this role for so long. And so in order for him to drop this mask and to reveal who he is, he will need to resolve the trauma and the emotional pain that he is carrying. And this won't take place overnight. It's not just a case of dealing with the belief and then he will feel comfortable being seen. There can be many, many layers of stuff for him to work through until he starts to feel comfortable being seen for who he is. So, as I've said, expressing his needs and feelings, fully showing up. And so if you're a man and you can relate to this, you can see that you have been hiding yourself for so long, then you may need to reach out for the assistance of a therapist or a healer so that you can start to work through your baggage and to gradually reveal who you are, because you're not here to wear a mask. You're not here to hide who you are. You have as much right as anyone else to reveal who you are. So please don't suffer in silence. To find out more about the services that I offer and how I can assist you on your journey, go to www.oliverjrcooper.co.uk or email me at info@oliverjrcooper.co.uk. I'm looking forward to hearing from you.